everyone, this is our little video of our trek down the Montgomery Canal, or the Monty as people call it.
Which we want to do again.
Yeah.
We had friends who went down there a couple of weeks before us and said absolutely beautiful, so we was really looking forward to it. But for some reason, it just, when we was down there, it just didn't click.
I don't know whether it was our frame of mind. We hadn't had a row or anything. It was just one of those days where I think even if we'd have won the lottery, I think we'd have been disappointed.
Yeah, the day started off a bit grey and cloudy and windy, and
it was cold.
I don't know, because editing this video, we've looked at the footage I took, and it looks beautiful. So I feel like we've missed out.
Yeah, and I think we might have to just go and do it again.
Yeah, we've actually got friends on there at the moment who messaged us and said
they're really enjoying it.
Yeah, and they've booked to stay down there longer, because you have to book your passage through the Frankton Locks and back. Now, we'd planned to go down on the Monday and come back on the Friday. Well, we went down on the Monday and we was back by 10 o'clock Friday morning.
Tuesday morning, sorry. Yes, so it was just literally an overnight stay. And I have no idea, but looking at the footage,
it was beautiful. So
truly disappointed.
Yeah, so if you get the chance to go down there,
please do. It's a beautiful canal.
Yeah, and next time we're in this neck of the woods, we shall do it again.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so there was a little bit of confusion at the winding hole.
Which doesn't take a lot with us.
There's not very good signage at all for us or for hire boaters, for anybody who goes down there, because we were prepared to go through the bridge past the winding hole, and it was only a little thing inside me, and I called our friends Tony and Jan, and they said, no, you can't go any further. That is as far as you can go.
Yeah,
and actually
this
somebody
is Gronwyn Wharf. So we've come through the swing bridge. We've passed what was the official winding hole, which now says, no, winding hole is another 250 metres that way.
Yeah.
Got to there, and it wasn't really any signs to say this is the winding hole and you can't go any further. Because if you do, there's nowhere to turn around and you've got to reverse all the way back. Which, unfortunately, as you will see, somebody made the mistake.
Shame.
Yeah, and luckily we didn't. Now you can see which we thought was a winding hole behind us, and it says it's a winding hole on the guidebook, but you look over there and there's a sign that says no turning. Right, we've got a chap behind us. Give me pointy finger just there. Now, we've been warned about him. He's a very angry landowner and not to go anywhere near his land. Well, he's been stood guard on us while we're doing this, and luckily I haven't gone anywhere near his property because he looked like he was ready to give us a mouthful.
Yeah, so the good thing is we got to see, or Mark got to see, the restoration work and spoke to somebody about all that was going on there.
After a long bike ride and a lot of failed attempts to get into it because that had all been closed off.
Yeah, and a lot of left and rights.
Yeah, it's still getting me left and rights mixed up. I will get the hang of this. Yeah, so the bit that we've actually cruised down from Frankton Junction, where the locks are, down to Llangollen Wharf, where you can turn round, is 7 miles long. I think originally the canal was 56 kilometres, which is, what's that in miles? I did work it out. I'm going to look at my notes.
35 miles.
35 miles. And there's another restored section of about 12 miles either side of Welshpool. Now the idea is by 2029 all the unrestored bits would have all been connected up, and the whole 56 kilometres, and I forgot what that is in miles.
35 miles.
35 miles will all be navigable. So hopefully in our lifetime we'll be able to go down the whole canal.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, the volunteer work that's done.
Yeah, I spoke to a chap and inquired about how you can volunteer. Anybody can volunteer. You just have to ring them up. Now, between April and October, on the last weekend of every month, the volunteers get together and do work. So April to October, that's 7 months, Saturday and Sunday. So you get 14 days of a year of volunteer work, which is why these restoration projects take so long. It was unbelievable. But I believe the CRT are involved with it as well. So it's not just all volunteer stuff. I could be totally wrong. All the information I'm about to give you in this video, I gained off a guy who lives there. I could have interpreted wrong, so if you know any different, if you leave it in the comments below, I'd really appreciate that. Well, we're only going to be here for a day. Tomorrow it's going to pee down of rain, and the day after it's going to rain when we'll be heading back up to the Llangollen. So I'm going to take a bike ride down to where the restoration work is going on, but I've just been informed that today they've closed all the towpath off because they've got to take a load of concrete blocks off, so I might not actually be able to get down there, but we'll see when I get there. Well, there behind me is the bridge where you can't go any further, and where we nearly come unstuck was about half a mile up, and there is the poor boat that's just come all the way down here due to lack of adequate signage, and they've now got to reverse back all along the windy bit back to the winding hole. Right, and that locked gate there, up until yesterday, I'd have been able to walk down there to look at the dewatered section and get some footage of the restoration works. But they've now started, so that's all locked up. So I'm going to see if I can find a shortcut in somewhere. Well, that's 2 failed attempts to get access to it. I'll just walk down this path to some more fencing, to be met by a very pleasant farmer. He'll just give me a little bit of history on all the work that's been done here, which has all got to be done again because of levels and the wrong membrane. But I think I've got a long bike ride now on a windy country road to try and get to an area where I can actually find some of the dewatered section to get some footage of the restoration work. Yeah, so all along this section and all further down, the problem's twofold. First of all, they got the levels wrong, and secondly, they used a new type of supposedly self-healing membrane, and it's turned out it hasn't self-healed. and because they've set the Armco too low and the membrane is behind the Armco, the water is getting behind the Armco and then obviously draining out into the fields. And you can see the level of the Armco, and that's below the water, and apparently water levels are low at the moment. That's normally a good 8 inches below the water. Well, I'm in Wales on a windy country road and I'm out of breath going downhill, so I dread to think what I'm going to be like coming back. Right, now I've been informed to take a right here to Crick Heath, and it says unsuitable for HGVs, and now I've put on a little bit of weight, but I think I'm okay. Yeah, had I known I'd have been doing this detour, I'd have come out with my cycle helmet on. Oh, this is downhill as well. I don't think I will be videoing on the way back up. Right, we've got the restored winding hole between bridge 84 and 85, and beyond bridge 85, this is where the barrier, big clay barriers in place, and just all reeds. Well, I didn't think I'd make it, but right there, if I turn round, there is the end of the restoration works. Yeah, so I'm actually standing on the divide from restored to unrestored, but the restored has to be re-restored because of the problems they've got with the membrane and with the levels. Now the reason they've closed the tow path off all the way down, they're going to dewater this section, drain it down. All of these, come on, point your finger, up, down, there, yeah. Oh, that's better if I just move like that. All of these blocks have all got to be lifted out, obviously stacked up on the side, the membrane I'm assuming replaced, and then all the blocks put back in. Yeah, so as you can see, modern day canal building methods are a lot different than how they were built sort of over 200 years ago.
Yeah.
Where everything was just lined with 3 or 4 feet of puddle clay. Now it's lined with a membrane and then concrete blocks over that. Whether that will last as long, only time will tell.
Yeah, so I think that's about it.
I think so, yeah, apart from this week's new patrons.
Yes. Ron Tanzer.
Yeah, who I was going to say, and I don't know who
Bugger.
Deb was going to say. Dave O'Shea. Oh dear.
You need to get me a tissue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so we've recomposed. Yeah, so a big thank you to Ron Tanzer.
And Dave O'Shea.
Yeah, thank you so much for your support.
Thank you
that
for
is
your support.
really, really appreciated. And that's it. So if you enjoyed the video,
press the like button.
if you haven't already subscribed,
Press the subscribe button.
if you want future notifications of any videos we upload,
The bell icon.
and keep the comments coming.
Yeah, love your comments.
Yeah, anything
really do.
you think you could add to that restoration work,
Yeah.
leave that in the comments below. I'd really appreciate.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.